What's going on, guys? I'm just leaving Sunwapta Falls, which was video 2 from the Canada road trip. If you haven't seen that video, what are you even doing with your life? And I guess that makes this video 3 of the Canada road trip. I'm heading into BC finally today. I'm super excited about it. But I'm also tired, so I need to go back to camp, pack up my tent, and drink coffee, most importantly. So let's go do that. And also, today's video is sponsored by Squarespace.com. If you're looking for a place to start a travel photography blog or portfolio, Squarespace is a really good spot to start. There's lots of really good blogging tools with a lot of cool features like geotagging, simultaneously posting to your social media, and really clever templates to make portfolios or galleries look really good, really easy. So whether you're looking to sell images or just have a really cool place to show them off, Squarespace is an awesome place to do that. So head to squarespace.com/BrendanVanson and you'll get a little bit of a discount on your first purchase. Wow, it's super majestic outside. There was fresh snow last night, so I'm like trying not to stop every 2 seconds to take like a classic road shot, but there's a beautiful one right here. I don't even think I have to get out of the car to take it. Honestly, sometimes it's tough not taking cliche images in the Canadian Rockies. These roads are just perfect leading lines to everything epic. I am trying to only limit myself to an hour of internet a day and loving it. I don't have data in Canada, actually. It's super expensive to get data in Canada. I feel like I have an extra 5 hours of my day to like every day. Every day I feel like I have so much time. It's crazy. You guys should try it. It's wild. Anyways, I also don't have electricity camping. The campsites don't have electricity at the sites usually. So I'm charging in the car. I have my drone controller charging here. My phone's not charging, but it can be charged. My RP batteries can charge, or are charging right there, or are charged actually. And then I have this AC/DC adapter that can charge my R batteries, and it can also charge my laptop. That plugs right into the cigarette adapter. So I've got a ton of charging going on, and I actually probably have 2 or 3 more plugins I could use if I need to in the car. So I haven't had any issue with batteries at all. Of course, I forgot an adapter for my drone batteries, and the plug is British. So sadly, no drone footage from this trip. And with the whole gamut of electrics juicing harder than a team of cyclists, I cruised across the border into British Columbia. And no, they don't use British plugs in British Columbia. I'm at a bathroom break at an awesome place that I can't properly show you. This is Mount Robson, well, the bottom of Mount Robson, back that way. That's actually the tallest mountain in the Canadian Rockies. If my tour guiding brain is correct, I think it's 3,910 meters. If that was right, I'm pretty impressed with myself. I'll let you know if it was or not below. But it's always cloudy, or not always, but quite often cloudy like this. It is the most impressive mountain in the Rockies for me, just because you're way lower in elevation here in BC once you've come down here. It's not only the biggest, but it looks even bigger. So I'll show you what I can of it from the bathroom. Okay, forgive me, I was 44 meters off. Although the Rockies are still young, growing mountains, so maybe it's grown 44 meters since I was a tour guide? Either way, the lingering clouds and rocky peaks are epic. And even in the middle of the day, there's a long lens photo here. I'm just making a quick stop at Rearguard Falls because I can't remember the last time I came here. But it's kind of an impressive place because it's 800 miles upriver from the Pacific Ocean, and there are salmon that make it here. Apparently only a very, 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 very small amount, but that's just wild. So officially heading west, we're in Salmon Country, and it is salmon run time of year, which is pretty cool. It's mid-September, and the salmon do run, depending on the species, between late July and early October. And although this isn't one of them, there are places that you can witness the salmon hopping up waterfalls trying to make their way home. In my end destination of Wells Gray, there are places to see that jump. So I'm near the town of Clearwater in like the middle of BC. And when I used to tour guide in a giant bus like that one that just left back in the day, and yes, I used to be a bus driver. When I used to do that, I came here a couple times a year at least, and I haven't been back since. And I honestly don't remember what everything looks like or where it is or what it's called. All I remember is that it's incredible. I just remember being at one of the falls, which I believe is farther up and I believe is called Helmkin Falls, is unbelievable. So that's what I'm doing up here. I'm gonna try to find a camping site, I'm gonna check out all these spots, and I'm gonna do some pictures. And I'm gonna try to not get eaten by a bear. Okay, this is just as cool as I remember it, maybe even more so. I'm on, I don't know how to describe this. I'm gonna show you a video clip from the other side. But basically, I'm up here, and then there's a massive, massive short canyon, I guess you would call it. It's just basically a hole in the ground or in the earth, covered in trees, and then just pierced by this waterfall, which is probably the reason this hole's here. Geologists help me out, but it's just unreal. Absolutely spectacular. I'm no geologist, and I'm too lazy to do research, but I believe the waterfalls are actually a result of volcanic activity, somehow, which is kind of crazy given the landscape. Either way, this place is a marvel. It's off-season, so finding a campsite in the high elevation woods wasn't a challenge. So I set up amongst wild mushrooms and fended off a cold light rain with a hot light roast. Eventually, I made my way up to a beautiful trail to a place called Bailey's Chute. It's here that during the peak of the run, you can watch the salmon hopping. And though it's a little late in the season, there's still the odd survivor struggling to get home. In so many ways, I can relate to the salmon. They're in a beautiful place, but fighting to get home, doing everything it can to get there. Stumbling, but not giving up. I'm running late. The sun's already kind of going behind the horizon. But I wanted to explore. I wanted to see the salmon chute. I wanted to location scout because the only times I've ever been here was as a tour bus driver. When you're a tour bus driver, you drive up, you drop people off, you walk to the falls, check them out for 15 minutes, and then you go back to the bus. I wanted to explore, but that meant I was running out of time. I'm now at Helmkin Falls. I think you might be able to see them through here. Yeah, there they are. They're there and crazy impressive. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see. Massive, massive falls. Bigger than I expected, actually. I do have both sunset and sunrise here. That being said, the sun is coming back through there, although it's being blocked by a cloud right now. And in theory, it would light up the falls at sunset. At sunrise, I think it's rising right behind, which might be a bit of a tough photo. But regardless, I have both tries. I'm gonna try to get something right now. I honestly think it's gonna be a pretty simple photo. Just set up a wide angle, fire away. Well, this is one of the many hundredths of photos that I'm wondering how much better it would be if I was a little bit riskier. It's okay, it's not bad, but from where I'm positioned, there's this big tree in the way and it's catching light and it's just a massive distraction. If I went just down there, I could potentially just get the whole river leading up to it and it'd just be so much more impressive. But it is a cliff. A serious cliff. It's super, super steep and sheer death. If you know me, you know I didn't settle for the obvious. Sheer death or not. So I scrambled down without my backpack and without my camera just to see how it would look. And honestly, I think it's better here. You get a little bit more river down there, but it kind of lines everything up too directly and you don't get balance in the photo. I think the moon's coming up over, that'd be awesome. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The moon's coming up over the falls on the right-hand side, but I think probably out of my frame. No, it's in my frame, it's just teeny tiny. Anyways, so distracted. From up here, you have balance. You have the small fall off to the right and the big fall off to the left, and you have like the curve of the waterfall hole right kind of balanced out. So I think it's better, but my tripod's definitely a bit dodgy. I needed to get this far over and there was nowhere to set it up, so I've literally just leaned it, and as you can see, it'll probably fall down. I'll just keep an eye on it. In fact, I'll keep a hand on it. Composition is a funny thing. No matter how aligned your photo might be, if the clouds don't behave, it can ruin everything. I begged the clouds to move into my frame a bit, because though they were pretty, having them settle in my photo felt a little bit forced. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of cloud. There is a little bit, and it is catching some beautiful color, so it's kind of working. It's not ideal, but it's kind of working. So the setup is a 3-stop hard grad ND. It's a hard horizon, that's all I need. And then I'm shooting f11 a half a second or a 0.4 seconds, something like that, and ISO 100. The shots like this are all about composition. It's all about finding balance. And balance isn't something that's easy. This image is very left heavy still. You've got the clouds, the waterfall, and the small waterfall all on the left side of the frame. But somehow it still kind of works. The only way to balance this better would be if the clouds were over to the right-hand side. But they're not, and I don't replace the sky because I actually like the thrill of when things come together rather than just inventing it. Shots fired, sky replacers. Real talk though, do you. I'm just teasing. And the clouds are awesome, but they're just a little bit out of my frame, which is a little bit frustrating. Still, just an epic spot. I don't think I'm gonna get up and shoot sunrise tomorrow. I had plans or thoughts about shooting this at stars at night, but the moon being there and setting over there, I don't think it's gonna light the falls, which is what you need for shooting a landscape like this under the stars. So it's a bit of a shame, but it's all good. I'll get a little bit more sleep tonight. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.